Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today at the Preserve, which is one of the newest construction neighborhoods in Blacksburg, right off of Price's Fork Road. Now, if you've been down Price's Fork Road recently, you've probably noticed it's not just farmland anymore. There's a ton of development happening both here at the Preserve and then across the street at West Hill, which is a community being developed by Townhomes. And today, we're gonna focus on the Preserve, which is Eagle Construction's latest development right here in Blacksburg. Now, before we get into it, quick disclaimer. This is not a paid partnership. I just genuinely believe in Eagle's product. In fact, I actually built my own home with them right here in the Preserve. So I know firsthand the quality that they bring. And I get questions every single week from people, both local residents and those relocating, about all the new construction that's happening out here off Price's Fork Road. So today I thought we'd go straight to the source. We're here right now at the model townhome in the Preserve, and we're actually gonna do a full tour of one of their active townhomes for sale in just a minute, so stay tuned. And this townhome model and the unit we'll be touring today is just scratching the surface. Eagle also has attached and detached villas, plus single family homes here in Blacksburg that we'll be highlighting in future videos so you can see a full range of what's available. But first, let's get a broad understanding of what's happening here at the Preserve. So I'm here today with Tanner Goldschmidt, Eagle Construction's sales consultant for this community. Tanner, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Grant.
Absolutely. So Tanner, can you give us a quick overview of Eagle's offerings here in the Preserve? What are you guys building?
I'd be happy to. So we've got 3 different home styles that we're building in here currently. We've got our single family homes, so we've got a wide variety of floor plans, variety of different home site sizes, a lot more spacious and open. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got our townhomes, which we'll go take a look at here in just a bit. Detached, smaller, anywhere 2 to 3 story, 2 to 3 bedrooms, anywhere from 1,200 to about 2,000 square feet with that 3rd story. And then we've got our villas as well, both attached and detached for those. That's gonna be very low maintenance living, main level, HOA takes care of all the exterior. And that is our newest offering here in the community as well.
But one question I get from lots of clients is about the buying process itself. So can you explain the difference between purchasing what would be a quick move-in home, like we would call a spec, versus a custom home and picking everything from scratch?
Absolutely. So we can really sell a house in any phase of construction, but the 2 easiest ones are the ones you mentioned: to be built and what we call a showcase home. So showcase home is really gonna be basically finished home, selling it as it is complete. Now we can still do some changes to that. Customization is of course a big part of what we do. So even in a finished showcase home like that, we'll have things that we could do, like adding a ceramic backsplash if we haven't already added one, ceiling fans, some other finishings that are easy to do to a house that's, finished. On the other end of the spectrum, we've of course got our to be built. That's where it's much more involved with regards to making actual floor plan changes, as well as of course going through and making the whole selections process of cabinets, counters, flooring, even down to what your light switches look like and where your outlets go. It's really involved, and the home buyers get to really pick everything and build it to their specific needs.
And so with that in mind, let's actually go step into one of these homes and show you one that's currently available. So today we're touring a move-in ready townhome located at 2082 Kyles Way right here in the Preserve. And this home is part of Eagle Preserve's Townhomes, and it's the Mill Creek floor plan. So we're here on the 1st floor, and this home is about 1,200 square feet. It's 2 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. So we'll begin with a full tour of the property, and then we'll join back in with Tanner to discuss this specific unit, what's standard and what's considered an upgrade. Hey Tanner, so one of the questions I always get, and I'm sure you do too, is what comes standard at the base price that people see versus what is a custom upgrade? So in particular, a townhome like this, can you tell us, for example, the kitchen, what are some of the standard features that they would see included in that base price?
Absolutely, great question, and that is a question that I get quite often myself. With our different styles of home we build, the included features will vary a little bit. In terms of a townhome kitchen, when we're thinking about what's included, would be a maple finished cabinet. It is still granite countertops. And then the flooring's a little bit different. It's gonna be a vinyl instead of a hard surface laminate like this, but again, all things that we can change or buyers can select to make it really their own.
Yep, so you bring up a good point with the flooring. So transitioning out of the kitchen in through the rest of the living room and the bedrooms and the stairs, what would they expect as a standard feature with flooring?
Yeah, so we spec them to a certain degree before we get started. So technically speaking, it would be carpeted stairs. We go ahead and put the hardwood stairs in all the townhomes that we build.
Gotcha.
Carpet whole way through upstairs. Again, easy change for us. Even in a finished townhome like this, we would be able to, swap that carpet out and have it match the corresponding flooring that we've got down here. And then again, throughout the rest of the whole downstairs would be all vinyl to begin with. Again, we can certainly make that change and do something like laminate, LVP, as well as engineered and solids. Don't see that super often in the townhomes, but we do have them available. Again, that is just townhome specifically. It is a bit different. Single families, it comes standard with that hard surface laminate, and then we can change it from there.
That makes sense. Now, another question when it comes to standard is a lot of people are surprised to learn that sometimes appliances aren't included with new construction as a standard feature at that base price that they see online or maybe on signs. So when it comes to Eagle in a townhome like this, what appliances would they expect to get and what appliances would they expect to maybe have to bring themselves?
That's a great question. So the standard appliance package for us, and this is really going to apply for all of the things that we build, is going to be dishwasher, the microwave, and the oven/range. We may opt to put a vent hood in there as well, in which case that would of course be part of it, given one that we've gone ahead and made those selections in ourselves. So would not technically come standard with the refrigerator or the washer and dryer. That being said, a great realtor like you could tell us that you're not buying the house without it, and I could make them show up.
Gotcha, makes sense. So switching gears, I know it's a little bit of a different conversation between single family homes and a townhome like this, which is attached to other units, which, by the way, when we use language like attached and detached, an attached home is like a townhome or a villa that is sharing walls with another, and a detached home is a single family standalone product. So on an attached home like this, which shares walls with neighbors, what would we see in terms of exterior customization? Are we thinking things like decks or otherwise, or is it pretty much just what you see is what you get?
Great question. So with the townhomes like this, for the most part, it's going to be kind of what you see is what you get. We have a few different, fixed options that we pre-plan, such as having, a full width front porch. These homes are 20 feet wide. So, doing a full length front porch versus more of a stoop, that's something that's just a little bit specific to whichever home we're looking at that, we've begun to build or might be getting ready to build. The biggest thing we could change in terms of, adding some personalization exterior would be extended patio space and extra concrete in the rear of the home.
Oh, nice.
That's something that's very easy for us to, create some extra space if somebody wants some more of that outdoor living area, which, isn't always a ton of space in a townhome, but we can really make it, a much larger and usable space for somebody if that's something they're looking to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can throw you for a loop here, because we haven't talked about this.
Yeah.
But a question that I do get from folks is how much noise should they expect to come from their neighboring properties that they're sharing a wall with? Are those walls built any wider, any differently than any other standard interior wall we would think about in a home?
Great question. They're not built any differently, but by the way that they're constructed, they do a really good job of just dampening noise altogether. We're in an interior unit right now, meaning we do have people on either side of us. The way these are built, if we were to, punch through this sheetrock and see kind of what's behind it, it goes the drywall itself, the studs, there's a pocket of air, and then there's a firewall to, in case, if a fire were to unfortunately break out, to keep it confined to one space. That is on either side of us. And then the same thing on the neighboring where it goes that firewall, pocket of air, studs, drywall. So naturally, the way they're built, it does dampen the sound quite a bit. One of the things I like to tell folks, I actually live in an Eagle townhome, much like this one, and I'm in an interior unit. When I moved into mine, I was the first person in my building, so the little speaker I used to listen to music on, I cranked up as loud as I could get it to go, and I walked in the two beside me to see if I could hear anything. I couldn't. Not to say that it's impossible to make enough noise that your neighbor could hear you if you put a big subwoofer on a shared wall or something, but really, truly, I don't hear much. The feedback I get from a lot of our homeowners really is they don't hear, much noise from the neighbors at all, unless they're really moving some serious furniture or hanging a lot of stuff on the wall.
Yeah, it makes sense. So now, since you mentioned that, I'm sure the burning question on all your minds, because it's on my mind, is when you turned that speaker up to high volume, was that Ariana Grande or was that Justin Bieber?
A little more Metallica, but
Okay,
those are
got
both
it,
great
got it.
options
Some
as
Enter
well.
Sandman for all you
Yep.
Virginia Tech fans. Switching gears again, a lot of the appeal to townhomes is that they're considered to be lower maintenance.
Mhm.
So if somebody were to purchase an Eagle townhome from an exterior perspective, what are they looking at in terms of snow removal, grass cutting, any of
Yeah.
those kinds of things?
That's a great question. So I don't know if you all could hear when we started, but the yard guys are actually here mowing as we speak. So all of the exterior landscaping is taken care of. So they come mow the grass. It's not always once a week in the winter when the grass isn't growing quite as much,
Right.
but it's weekly mowing when the grass is growing. They do remulch once a year, and they tend to the builder installed, any landscaping like that. Homeowners are more than welcome to add whatever landscaping they want to it. It's just up to them to maintain at that point. And then snow removal as well. All of the main roads, these townhomes are on alleyways, so the driveways are behind us. Those do have the snow removal as well. So basically, everything up to the driveway, and even actually the sidewalks as well. All of that snow removal is taken care of by the association. So really low maintenance in terms of not having to mow or worry about how you're getting out of here when it snows.
Which is a huge appeal to these. And like we mentioned earlier, it's also something that they offer in the villas, and we can talk more about that in a future video. So again, switching gears a little bit, let's go back to this specific property. Obviously, this is what you call a showcase home, which is one that y'all have already picked out the designs and finishes for. Can you tell me a little bit, just maybe off the top of your head, what are some of the upgrades that this home has seen already?
Absolutely. So the biggest things in this one so far would be the painted cabinets in here versus the maple finish ones that would have been the included feature, the quartz countertops instead of granite, and then again, townhome specifically, but the laminate flooring throughout this whole bottom level would be an option as well, where it would have otherwise been vinyl. The gas range as well. That's when standard would be electric. We do have natural gas in these, so easy switch if somebody wanted, to put a gas one in instead.
Makes sense. And you mentioned the laminate floors. That's builder term, but in builder term, we also usually refer to these as the hardwood, correct? Is this the Mohawk laminate, which actually mimics a hardwood, has hardwood integration built into it?
It sure is, yep. So it's finished. The surface itself that we are standing on is not real wood, but it is made up of, wood product materials. And then it's a finish to give the appearance of being real wood. So really, really good against scratches, great against water. It's lifetime water warranty by Mohawk itself. They even make ones that are actually rated to go in wet spaces, meaning you could put it in a full bath or in a laundry room. So that's one of those things that, once we're getting into the nitty gritty of making selections within one of our townhomes, or any of our homes for that matter, our design consultants are just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all things design, floors, cabinets, counters, all of it. Working with your own individual design consultant to make all of those choices, they've really got a little bit of everything, when it comes to the information as to what you're looking for and making it fit your needs.
And speaking of design, if somebody were to purchase a townhome like this or one of your other showcase townhomes that y'all have already designed and built, what other items could they further come in and customize? I mean, is it just putting a backsplash, a wall, or if they came in and said, I really don't love these counters, can they just rip those counters out? What can Eagle do?
That's a great question. The easy answer is how much time do you have? Because we can switch just about anything depending on how soon you're looking to be in it. Again, standard stuff that we would do, for a home like this that we're in right now. Backsplash is easy, window treatments, ceiling fans in the bedrooms upstairs, additional appliances like we talked a little bit about earlier. Really that's kind of it. Everything else in here for the most part is finished. Now, to your point with the countertops, we would go ahead and if somebody wanted this home and they had the time for us to order new ones and get them installed, we'd swap them out. So again, we're willing to do and change lots. Same thing with upstairs being mostly carpet. We could pull and match laminate flooring to the downstairs. So really whatever a buyer wants, given the time making it work, we could certainly, explore doing.
Right. So really outside of those structural changes, which have to be made early on for permitting reasons, really just comes down to time and budget, and basically they have options.
Sure do.
Makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Always, no matter the stage of the house.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all your time
Of course.
today.
Thank you
Tanner.
so much,
Thanks
Grant.
so much. So that's a look at just one of Eagle townhome models at the Preserve. Now there are several others, including 3-bedroom floor plans that are under construction right now. And this is just the start. Eagle also has detached and attached villas, plus those single-family homes we mentioned, and we'll be highlighting those in future videos so you can see the full range of product that they have here. Now, one quick note on pricing. With new construction, it's a little bit different than resale homes. So generally speaking, it's not as negotiable as you would expect, but I can tell you from personal experience, there are at times some ways to negotiate. But really you can think of it more like Walmart. The price you see on the shelf is the price that you pay. But when it comes to move-in ready homes like the one that we toured today, there's often some wiggle room or some incentives for negotiation. And as of the time of filming this video, there are promotional incentives that Eagle is offering. So call me, text me, email me, and I can share those promotions with you. And that's just one example of how having me as your trusted realtor on your side can make a huge difference. I help my clients navigate these opportunities, making sure they're aware of those builder incentives, financing benefits, and negotiation opportunities. So if you're considering a new construction home in Blacksburg or anywhere in the New River Valley, please reach out to me and I would love to be that resource for you. Thanks again to Tanner and Eagle Construction for letting us tour today. And if you have any questions about this home or any new construction in general, please reach out to me directly. I'll leave my contact info on the screen and in the description. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any upcoming tours of Eagle's single-family homes, villa homes, and the design center. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.